Hey everyone, Nick from Mossy. Today is October 24th, coming at you with this week's fishing forecast. So looking at the next week, same old from kind of what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. Really low clear water. If you look at the 10-day, there's not a whole lot of chance for more rain. As you'll see in kind of this report, our streams are super low and really clear. So at this point, for our fishing to really improve throughout the fall, we're going to want as much water as we can. Looks like maybe into this week, into the beginning of next week, there's some chances of rain. It's not super promising, but fingers crossed for as much as we can. Even if we get into the week and don't get a lot of rain, it does look like things cool off a little bit and get a little more overcast. So even if we can't get that rain, that should be good for fishing conditions. Temperatures are still pretty mild. We're not really seeing a ton of cold snap from here for the next 10 days. Looks like maybe one evening in the 30s, but pretty mild other than that. High temperatures do about the same, 50s, 60s. So really comfortable weather to fish in. Fall and winter aren't coming too hard yet, so we'll kind of take advantage of that. As we look at our different streams across the valley, our mountain streams are going to be the ones that are really hit hardest from this low water. So, some brook trout are pairing up and starting to spawn. That with extremely low water, pretty much thinking that those streams are offline for the time being. So, until we get more water, we're not going to spend much time up there. We're going to let those fish do their thing in the little bit of water that they have, and we'll kind of revisit that as that progresses and we get a little bit more water. The spring creeks are typically our best bet when we have low clear events like this. So Mossy Creek, Beaver Creek, Spring Run, South River, some of those are going to be your best streams as far as trout fishing go. Even though they're still really low and clear, a lot of them have enough spring influence that they're not bone dry. So we're still seeing some terrestrials around. We didn't have a ton of cold snap, so we're still seeing some hoppers, some crickets. It's not as good as it was during the summer, but fish are still seeing them. They're looking up. With that really low clear water, if you're afraid of spooking fish, using a light hopper or beetle or something like that is a great way to fish a dry dropper. Take that big foam splat on the water, and sometimes those fish aren't as spooky. And like I said, you still have a chance right now of fish eating those terrestrials. So don't put that box away totally yet. When it's low and clear, zebra midges, smaller flies, those are going to be your keys to not spooking those fish. And a lot of times their food is going to size down. I think Brian talked about it last week, but a lot of our mayflies and different insects in the water are really small as they're growing. And so this is a time of year where we tend to size down and fish more 18s and 20s and that kind of stuff. So one tip is, if you're out there struggling, maybe you're seeing a lot of fish, but size down. A lot of times that can be really effective. If you're not familiar with like fluorocarbon tippet a lot, I would say this is where fluorocarbon can give you a little bit of an edge. For those who aren't familiar, fluorocarbon, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's more abrasive resistant. It sinks more naturally and it refracts less light. So it's more invisible, it sinks quicker. So it's nice for those small flies when you need them to get down. And sometimes going to fluorocarbon tippet in some of those really tough situations can give you a little bit of the edge that you need. So if that's something you haven't really messed with, this is a good time of the year to look at that. We start talking about some of our stock streams. Most of our streams, at least close by, are still really low. Some of your favorites like North River aren't stocked yet just because it really doesn't have water. Lakes are kind of key right now. Braley Pond, Elkhorn, Dalfat, a lot of those lakes did get stocked, and while we have these mild temperatures and while a lot of the other streams are really low, those are great places to hit. Some of the other streams like Bath County seems to have been stocked a lot more. You've got Spring Run, you've got Hidden Valley section of the Jackson, you've got South River close by. So there are, some streams that have been stocked. So keep an eye on those. As we get more water, like I said, we're going to get more and more places. We're hearing that some of these streams are pretty crowded. And so if you need help checking a new spot out, let us know. We'd be happy to kind of help get you spread there. we've got a lot of awesome new flies in the shop, a lot of like attractor stuff, like different worm patterns and egg patterns. Those can be pretty key for those stocked fish that are looking for something to draw their attention, or an egg to kind of play on the spawning stuff that's happening. So give those a check. Might be something new to add to your box. Shenandoah River is about the same as we talked about last week, low and clear. We're dealing with leaves kind of everywhere, but especially on those windy days, musky fishing or bass fishing, a really heavy leaf hatch on the Shenandoah can be tough. So just keep that in mind. That's something that we're just going to kind of play with for the next few weeks until we've lost most of our leaves. But don't be surprised if you get out to some of these streams and you're really having to pick your way through some leaves. So like I said, give us a call. We're happy to kind of help spread you out. Go down in size with a lot of your flies, and you might find some success that you haven't yet. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed for rain. But until then, call us anytime. We're happy to ask any questions, and we'll see you next week.